Shabbat Shalom. So here this yom, I was worshipping, and I thought I was sharing, and I did share, and then FB just cut the whole thing and they blocked the whole thing apparently. They took it away, and I just finished. It was intense. When I got to the throne, Abba Jesus held me in his arms. He held me in his arms, and just give me a second here. He held me in his arms, and he held me close to him. He wiped off the oil off my face and my eyes, my hair, everything was just, I just went belly flopped into the oil, and he wiped it away from me, and then he held me close to him, and I looked up at him, and he said, "You're tired?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Rest." When he said rest, he held me back close to him like that, with my head just like that, and I knocked out. I was worshipping, but the glory knocked me out. It took me into the golden sanctuary, and I just kept seeing it in different dimensions. It's like it's there, and it's not there, and it's there, but it's there constantly, and it just kept going into like a depth. I don't know how to explain that. And in the sanctuary, it's giant, enormous. There were like saints there that were worshiping, and they were praising him. They were loving on him, and I was in a chair. I sat in a chair whilst there was some kind of, people were preparing people to worship, but I was already in worship. So I'm sitting on the bench or the chair or whatever, I don't know what to say this, and my hands are up in the air like that, and I'm worshiping, but it's like I'm asleep, but I'm not. Which doesn't make sense. So then there's this like platform on top there, and whoever it was that was preparing the people to worship, not worshiping yet, had like a big kind of a mattress of some kind, and they were saying, you know, if people want to lie down, or if people want to roll around, whatever. She let down, or he, or I think it was she let down the sponge, and it hit me whoop on my stomach, and I was supposed to be like awake, but I didn't. I didn't even flinch, and my hand was just up in the air like that, and I was worshiping. So she started to show people how deep the glory really takes you. And I cannot remember going so deep in a long while. Like that was intense. I could see my computer on, so I don't know how to explain that. I could be in both realms, in this physical realm and in the spirit realm, whatever realm Abba takes me. And I could see my computer on, and I can see the Inspiron playing this. I could see that playing, but it was like I was inside of that, because the whole thing was golden. And then I don't know how long I was out like that, like how long I was positioned like that, but I was up and out of it in like in between, and I was praising him right through. Knelt at his feet and was crying by his feet. There was like this fragrance of rose petals, myrrh, all kinds of things in the oil, and I was wiping his feet with it. And well, now it's maybe like, I don't know how long it was like that. I really don't know. So I'm up in this realm now because I realized my body just went through like the deep state of rest like I've never felt before, like this deep. And I'm on the worship floor, and it's like there's a tree on the worship floor, a giant tree, and the roots are dug into the ground, and the roots are they are being charged with like fire and power from the tree. And wherever the worshippers were, the roots were going straight to it. So wherever we were, the roots were going straight to it. And it was like in intervals. So, you know, like you have a minute interval or a 2-minute interval. The tree was like producing a glory and a light that was being birthed almost through the root and given to us. And Abba let me see that that glory that was coming from the tree went straight to me. And I saw myself, what can I say? I don't know how to say that. I saw myself like in a pillar of light. That was before or after. I can't remember if that was before or after, but anyway. So I saw myself in a pillar of light. And I was growing like a trunk. And Abba said, let it happen. So I let it happen. Like I had a choice. Eh? He said, let it happen. So I let it happen. And it was like a wind came and swirled all around, encasing me. That was gold with fire in it around. And it lifted me off into the air. So I don't know how to explain that. I'm seeing myself kneeling down, but I'm also in the air. And like the wind took my spirit. So I'm up in the air. And all I could see were these things around me, like leaves and fruits and buildings and all kinds of things, just swirling around me like if the world was passing by, like right there, just swirling all around me. And and then in the midst of that now, caught up in the air with the whirly wind and all those things around me, beautiful things, my clothes changed. I was in like this golden thing made of golden silk thread. It's golden, very silky. And I was given like my hand was like kind of like outwards like that, and I was given like a violin in my hand, a golden violin. Everything was golden. And then I came back to my worshiping position, and my spirit's back in my body, like there. And I'm waiting on him. And he assigns 3 angels to me. I saw myself at that point, like the light again, that was like a tree trunk, just radiating this white, iridescent white light. And angels were given charge over it, in that it was one was trimming the wick of a lamp, until I realized it was me, and he was like purging things that weren't supposed to be in me. And the other one was pouring oil in or on, I don't know, I'm like a lamp at this point. And the other one was like protecting the flame. The flame was my life. Then a dome came over me. I don't know. A dome came over me to, well, I guess to protect everything that's going on there. And then Abba, when that's over, Abba laid his hands on my head, and I saw like, oh no, okay. So when I'm up in the air, and I come back down, Abba lays his hand on my head like that, and I see a light just go from his hand straight down into my head, like what the tree was birthing. Also, leaves were falling from the tree that were becoming golden wherever they reached the worshippers. And then when he put his hands on my head, I saw like a light just go. It entered me. Then, as I'm seeing myself now fully guarded and filled up, and I'm seeing myself, I see Abba Jesus, like he is like gigantic in front of me. And then I look at his clothes, I look at his robe, it's like white, and he had like this golden crown with jewels on it, but there were the names of Israel's tribes on it. And I was looking at him, but then I noticed that his robe started to grow. So his robe grew all around the worship floor, and it was covering like the worship floor. His robe started to kind of fan out. You know when a dress fans out or clothes fans out, started to like spread out, and then it became like a fog. So whatever's fanning out becomes like a fog. Then out of his robe came 8 standing tall beings, okay? They were 300 feet tall. I heard their height. They became as pillars, and Abba said, these are your guardians. These are guardians. These are protectors. They are pillars. I've never seen them that way. I've seen them around Jerusalem in fire, but I've never seen them like that. And how to explain that they look like trees with faces. They're like this, totally white. White. Face, hair, everything. White, everything's white. Just like his robe. And they're glowing that iridescent whitish color. And they're bowed down like this before him. And then when they lift their heads, they're like a tree that just opened to the sunshine or something. I don't know how to explain that. And he told me, he said, be still and just stay there. Don't say a word, don't make a noise, whatever. And when I got very, very quiet, they started to come, and they were laying down like 8 tiaras on my head. 8 thin golden tiaras. So I started to take it off and put it at his feet. Put it at Abba Jesus' feet. Because that's what I do whenever I get crowns, right? I lay it at his feet. And they bowed down again. Like, they just bowed down. And Abba said, he said, no. He said, wear it. You are my heir. Wear it. So I took it back and I put it back on my head. No, I didn't take it. They put it on my head, and then they bowed like that. So they were the ones to put it. They were the ones to put it back, and then they bowed down like at your service. So then I went into this kind of what to call that? A room? I don't know. I was on the worship floor, and we had like these, oh, there were people with like straws and something that they were beating. I didn't know what they were beating. They were just like shaking it up, shaking it up, shaking it up. Like how they beat rice. And obviously the difference will be made. There's straw, and there's just a grain. So they were doing that. And then I sat there again. I was always sitting there. And the angels came and covered us with like this golden woven cloth that looked like if it'd been woven in gold thread. And they were in the middle of the thread, there were like teeny little flames of fire in the thread. It was a glory protection kind of thing. And then Abba showed me, was it before or after? I can't remember. Anyway, I think it was before. He showed me going to people and lifting my hand. Not touching them, just lifting my hand. And the glory and the power was just falling on the people. So then he showed me this guy in a cloak, because Abji's had a cloak as well. He had like a, like a hoodie kind of thing. I never saw him with a hoodie, but I saw him with a hoodie. And this thing that he was wearing was gold. And wherever I was, he was going with me. And I said, so it's like a Peter kind of thing, the shadow kind of thing? He says, no. He said, it's the glory for the nations. It's the glory for a crowd. So, then I began to see myself ministering to crowds. Oh, while I was up in the air and the wind was thinking, the wind was turning, I heard, harvest, harvest. And it was so loud. And then when I came back down, my body all that. Okay. So, then I saw the crowds that I was, and this was a healing, and it was seriously on a wide range. I saw the crowds, and I was doing what he said, just lift your hand. He said, then he showed me something that I said, Moses? So he showed me where the glory was showing in my face. And he said, when people see it, and people have begun to see it. And I said, no. I said, I always say, it's Jesus you're seeing in me. It's Jesus you're seeing in me. So then I see like I'm going to people and I'm not saying a word. It's like I'm speaking to them, but I'm not speaking. And I'm just smiling. And that's it. So, I heard a different level to that. And then, what was the other piece? Oh, there's a big piece. And then, Abba reached out his hands, and he grabbed mine, he held mine. And I saw all the markings on his hands, his head, his body. And he said, touch me not, for I bear in my body the marks of the Lamb of God. So it was like a mantle placed on me in that way. And I saw like wherever he had marks, I got jewels. I don't know how to say that. And then he looked at me and he said, you are mine. And I said, you are mine. And I said, I don't like to share you, but I share you anyway. I share you a lot. So after that, this was nice. This was really nice. Everything was nice. It was so nice. After that piece came the basket. One big basket kind of thing with like jars. And the angel assigned to bring to me, he came with like beans or peas in a jar, right? And the basket that he had, this thing could have held like 100. Okay. What this could hold, the basket had 100 times that amount. And everything in the basket fit in there. So he came and he filled it up with peas. Then an angel came with this giant tank or barrel of I don't know what, honey. Of honey. And it was like a little jar. And I heard 200 gallons. But I'm looking at this thing, right? And it fit. Everything fit. Then came, what was the other thing? Some kind of something looking like pancakes, but they look like crepes as well. Like a crepe. So, then came, so then I saw this basket with all these pancake crepe things. They're like flat cakes. They're really nice. The angel brought it, and like the basket that he had, my container thing could hold 10. What he had was 1,000. That 1,000 fits in this thing. Then it was a basket of fruit, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Everything that it brought was a lot. Then there was a thing of whey or yogurt. Then there were olives, dates, palms, not made into dates, but palms, oranges, fruits, figs, what else was there? Grapes, a bunch of things in this big basket. But it's not, the thing is, the basket that they bring to my basket is like 100 times the amount. So that was happening. And then after that, there was a screen that opened up, and I began to see things. I began to see the earth in warfare. I began to see the earth in war. I saw Obama, Prince Charles, or King Charles, whoever. I saw Kamala woman. I saw Hillary. I saw some African lady in African wear. I saw some Middle Eastern guy with a picnic table on his head. You know, it looks like that. And I saw Trump standing on a podium, and he's like addressing, I don't know if it was the UN or what, I really don't know. All I know is that he was trying to get them to fight for America. And of course, he was standing with Israel. Because when I looked at him, I saw that they were laughing. Oh, the Pope was there as well with the group. And they were laughing at Trump. And a light was shining on him. And I heard Israel. And Albert took his name right there. Israel. He reigns and rules in every realm. And El, the one true living God. So after all of that, there was a light that glowed on Trump. And I heard Abba saying for Israel. And then I was shown this tunnel, black tunnel, with like a demon shape-shifting thing coming through the tunnel. But I real laughed at him. Okay, I was real laughing because you know how astronauts look funny in outer space when they're flipping over and stuff? Well, it was his time to be released on the earth, right? And he was flipping, coming down out of the tunnel because he had to wait for Abba Jesus to bring him out. He had to wait for permission. So he's like flipping through the tunnel, and every time he flips, I'm seeing something different. I'm seeing a demon, then I'm seeing a real handsome angel, then I'm seeing a demon again, then a real handsome angel. He was real handsome, real fully built, real handsome, real muscular and built. And his hair was like a curlyish, whitish blonde. Curly, curly, curly. You could see the muscles on his neck and stuff. If you see him, he's like huge. So, and then when it flipped again, you see this ugly looking demon thing. And I was laughing because he looked like if he couldn't find his balance. He was just coming up this pipe tunnel thing. So, then I looked some more and I saw the Vatican, and I saw the front of the Vatican, the keyhole shaped thing. And I heard the key to the bottomless pit. The keyhole. And then I saw the Pope standing there, like if he was waiting to be possessed. I hope it came out. That was weird. So I saw the Pope come out, and he's standing where it's shaped like that. He's standing there, and it's like he's waiting to be possessed by this thing coming out. I saw aliens, so called, the demons in their makeshift bodies. I saw them. Let me kind of do this. Okay. I saw them. They were starting a war on the earth, right? They were fighting. They were aggressive. And the Pope, I don't know if it's before or after, but he was trying to tell the humans, tell people on earth to receive them because they are friends. And then he was kind of making jokes about touching with the finger and all this kinds of madness. And these things were here to destroy. So, then I sat, well, I can't remember the rest. I think the Trump thing came in this time. But anyway, I sat there and I was going like a pendulum of a clock. Like that. Click, clock, click, clock. I was shaking like that. And I went to 2027 May. And I also went to 2028 September. And I also went to 2029 and 2032. And the earth was just in chaos. I saw like if someone started a blowtorch. That was probably big as a country. With just fire pouring out on the earth. Abba showed me the ants and the Nephilim on the earth, and people worshipping them, people feeding them their livestock, barbecuing or roasting or whole cattle to feed them, and people as well. They were feeding them people. And then a scroll opened up, a golden scroll, and it said, Bin Ha Ares, something like that. Ben Ha Ares, something like that. Ben, okay. Anyway, Bin Hares, and then Ben Hin Ben Bin Bin Ha Bin Hen Bin Hen or Bin Hen I was going to say, I said Benny Hinn. I said Bin Hen Hava, something like that. So I said, what does this mean? And he said, the end of the time of life. Um, 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 that's what I saw. um, he says that it was in the days of Noah, so it is. And these things are on the earth, and their hearts are evil continually. Their hearts want the destruction of humanity. They want the worship as God. They're evil continually. And that's where I saw the fire pouring down. And I heard the day of the Lord is like a burning like an oven. And I saw the earth being torched. I saw the earth being burnt to a crisp. All these so-called aliens and stuff, torched, burnt up. Everything burnt up. Why does my alarm go off at 11 every day? Give me a second. Okay. So, that's what I saw. I can't remember anything else. But it was something. The glory was so strong. The power was so strong. Listen. The glory was so pouring out and the power was so strong. I didn't even get to the tunnel with the fire. I knocked out in our Jesus' arms. Under the glory, as soon as he held me, I went zoop. As soon as he said, "You're tired." And I said, "Yup." And he said, "Rest." And he just called me to him and held me there. And I just knocked out. He's going to bring things to an end. He's going to torch everything. It's his earth. Whether we live or we die, we live to Christ. So, that's what I could remember from it. I just remember desolation on the earth in 2028, 2029, and 2032, was it? There was chaos. The earth looked like the desert with war on it. When I heard the end of the time of life, and I heard Abba saying the 7,000 years, well, that's what I got, guys. I wanted to share. I was sharing worship. Man, this would have been the longest worship session ever, because from 4 to like 10:30, which was like an hour ago, was when I was worshiping. I was in my 7th hour of worship. Okay? That's what I got to share. If I remember anything else, I'll let you guys know. That's why I don't like to come out of it. I don't like to. I just like to be there and just stay there. But then if I'm sharing it, then it's like I can't. If the phone runs out of battery or something like that, then it's gonna make a noise, or the alarm goes off, or the internet dies or something. So I just, this one was like 7 hours long. Well, going into the 7th hour. It was like 10:40, 10:30 something, 10, going into the 7th hour. And FB didn't give it to me. They didn't give me the live at all. Binha Ares or something like that, and Binha Ava, something like that. So I'm gonna check it out, and I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see what's going on, if I could get it back, because the depth of it, the way that I shared it, every last thing. Oh, you know what Abba did as well? He did this. He took some kind of something he put in my hands. He said, open your hands. So I opened my hands. And then he was rubbing something in it. And he said, healing balm. So I saw my hands totally covered in this healing balm that he said. And then he was rubbing it all over my face. And I was like, oh. It was more like, for me, I got like, it was like a kind of a restoration, but it was also an amplification, because it was thick. It looked like Vaseline when it's thick. And it's just, he was rubbing it all over my hands and my face. And that's when he said, when you go in front of people, you're not even going to have to say a word. I'm with you. So that. I haven't received the angels yet for ministry this time, but I will. Later I'll get back in as soon as I'm not feeling as tired as I am. I tell you, we went for like 6 hours and 30 minutes, 6 hours, going into the 7th hour today. And Facebook just kept the whole live. It said live, and then it didn't let me collect anything. So, don't worry. Jesus is Lord and He's on the throne. And for most of the first part, I was knocked out under the glory. I was just knocked out. That was it. There was nothing. Just depth and glory. And I was just in pure bliss, peace. Alright, so Shabbat Shalom. Continue to worship Him. Continue to love on Him. Today these people want me to meet them. For what? For like a treat kind of thing. I don't know what it's for. They're trying to fatten me up. That's what they're trying to do. Gil and Brother Richard and Peter and I don't know who and who. And I don't want to go, because I don't like the atmosphere of the city today. Everybody's about money, 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 money. Everything is selling, 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 and it disgusts me. My spirit feels so uneasy. I don't think I'm going. I think I'm going to hit them up a call and say, I'm sorry, Not the time. Then there were some scriptures that Abba gave, and one was Zechariah 9. I fell asleep on Matthew 25 somehow. I wasn't reading that. And then Matthew 24, and then 2 Chronicles 19 was first. So the first part of it, people were giving up their hearts. They were giving up their old hearts and receiving new ones. That was amazing. So let me see if I could get some more sleep, because it's going to get very, very hot in a little while. As the cooling angels surround me. Surround me, guys. Surround me. They do, they come. They block around. There's just a cloud that comes over this place and blocks the sun. It's something. So, Abba says the days are evil. Oh, he also showed me the marine kingdom coming on the land. And I saw, you know what they call the mermaids? Turning into witches on the land. And Abba says, you will see them. Oh, also, when he put the healing balm on my hand, he also put it on my eyes. And he was rubbing my eyes like that. And he said, will you become my eyes? Will you become my eyes? And my eyes inside was like golden with things flashing in it. That's what I saw. That's, oh yeah. See, I tell you, I live up bits and bits and bits, but. And then he said, the marine kingdom is coming on the earth. They're on the earth. And a lot of them have walked out of the water, and they are as witches on the land. And he said, you will see them. You will see them. So that was an extra level of discernment, kind of like top. He was just like lifting me higher. So, well, at least you all got a piece of it. I'll see how it goes later, and I'll see if I could share whatever was caught, because I did worship via TikTok as well. So if you joined me there, you would have gotten a piece of it. But then when the phone cut off, I kept on going, and I thought this was gonna share everything, and it didn't. So, oh well. You all rest up. The Sabbath is about rest. Rest up, alright? I'll see you guys. Shalom. Shalom. I've been up since like 3:30. It's now like 11:30, which is like 8 hours ago. Oh wow.